Man, I still feel, I was going to say like crap, but that's not a good thing to say concerning the topic I'm fixing to talk about for just a second. I'm not actually going to talk about it, but my stomach is still killing me from the procedure that I ended up not actually getting the other day. And I had it rescheduled, and I've decided I'm not going to do it. I'd rather have cancer than go through this nonsense again. Actually, I had it done 5 years ago, no problems. And here's what my suspicion is. The doctor then told me, no problems, you look good, come back in 10 years. So that doctor and his group built a brand new building with a whole bunch of expensive new equipment. And all of a sudden I get a note saying that I got to come back for my 5-year colonoscopy. And I think, what? What for? You said 10 years the last time I saw you. And that's pretty much the accepted thing. You have one, in your early 50s. And if you look good, they give you 10 years, come back. And all of a sudden they want me back. And it's not, just barely 5 years. So I kind of suspect that they might want to be paying for all that new equipment at my expense. So I'm canceling that appointment. And I have the beginning of diabetes. I'm at the point now where I can keep it below 200. I can keep it in the mid 200s with metformin. But, so I have an appointment to go to this class. And that's going to cost me a copay. And I've decided I'm not going to go to that class. And there's a couple other things I'm canceling. I'm just sick of doctors. And I know why I have diabetes. I'm freaking fat. I'm 100 pounds overweight, or maybe a little more, 120, I'm 6'1". I should probably weigh about 180, and I weigh right at 300. So I know why I got diabetes, and they're going to tell me what I can and can't eat. Well, I know what I can and can't eat to keep my sugar down. So anyway, I'm canceling the class. And my whole point in starting this, my whole point in getting my phone out and recording was, has nothing to do with what I just said. I'm sitting here, I had this extra television, and right now it's scanning for, 135 channels found. That just blows my mind with that antenna stuck in the window. That's just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. 135 channels. But anyway, I have this extra TV I had in the living room for Billy to play his PlayStation on. And Billy's only here for an hour or so in the afternoon now before his mom and dad come and pick him up. So he took his PlayStation home. And I decided to put this somewhere. I just put it down here. I was going to put it in my knife shop, but it gets so dusty in there, this wouldn't last long. Let me, where's that channel selector? Let me turn this down or off or something. Let's just go through the channels here. 3.
Stan, wellness is a journey. But what if I told you that on this journey? And I thought to myself,
ain't that something? Okay, so I only got 3 channels, I guess.
$186
Oh?
million in proposed capital improvements.
Sir.
Hang in there.
I believe recent earthquakes in Israel are a sign of the fulfillment of New Testament prophecy about the.
Huh. Let's just see if I actually have that many channels. I like this channel, Grit. It's old westerns. You're probably not the least bit interested in this, so I'll stop. Okay. While I was hooking this up and getting it started, I'm thinking, I'm probably not going to be sitting down here watching TV. But, if I'm down here, if I'm working on a sheet, I have a radio here that I listen to talk radio, but in all honesty, I've just had it with politics. There's a gigantic divide between left and right, and I find myself just truly despising liberals, truly despising them. I'm at the point now where I'm not going to say this, but I would never, but it's crossed my mind that I despise liberals so much that I wanted to say, if you're a liberal, unsubscribe from me. I freaking hate you that much. Liberals, you are destroying this country, destroying it. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm backing off the Rush Limbaugh, and I don't even watch CNN or MSNBC. And, you know, if you think MSNBC and CNN are twisted fake news, but you don't think Fox News is, then you are part of the problem, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. So I have just pretty much given up on politics talk. And I do have a little Bluetooth radio right there that will pick up whatever I put on it on my phone. And I have a lot of Christian music that I listen to, and some YouTube videos in the background, just I don't have to, there's things that I can listen to and not have to watch. And, I like Westerns, old Westerns, so maybe I'll listen to a Western in the background or something. But I really got to back off the politics. I know who I'm voting for in 2020, and you probably know too. But I really don't hate liberals, normal people who just vote Democrat. What I hate is the Antifa types who have taken the left and moved it so far to the other side of what I would think Democrats would really want to be. I used to vote Democrat. I used to be a Democrat. And occasionally I would fall on the side of a conservative or Republican view. But more often than not, I found myself on the side of Democrats. But Democrats have strayed so far from normal, sensible, logical, responsible thinking that I am forced to be a conservative. I'm forced to vote Republican. There is no middle ground. You have conservatives who, I don't want people to be hungry, and I don't want to round up people who have been here for years and started a life and have a family and send them to a country they left. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. I want to help those people have a better life. But, people on the far right don't think that way. They want to kick people out. Well, I'm not into that. I do want to stop people coming here illegally, but on the same hand, I want to improve our immigration so people who we would want to come to our country can come to our country. So there is no middle ground. You either have to choose the loony, freaking fringe, loony left crazy people who want to kill you or beat you up because you're wearing a MAGA hat, or the politically correct crowd, the snowflakes, the social justice warriors, Antifa, Acorn, the teachers' unions. My God, everybody's gone just crazy. So the only choice you have, if you're a thinking, logical, reasonable person who knows that there's a lot of people in this country and we can accommodate most everybody if they're willing to compromise and give a little. It's been that way for my entire lifetime. America has been a great place to live, no matter what side of the political spectrum you fell on. You could find things that made you happy and some things that perhaps didn't make you happy. But life still went on, and that's not how it works anymore. Oh, there goes Breezy after a squirrel. There they go. I hope it's not cows. Yeah, I hope it's not cows. Because I don't want them to start barking at cows at Okay, Lucy's looking up in a tree, so no worries. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm rambling. Sorry. As I was setting this TV up, I was thinking, my wife and I am a long ways from my house where I live. Not a long ways, but I can't hear my wife if she hollers for me. Or my old shop at my old place in Sibley, I was outside the back door, probably 15 steps away. I could hear what was going on in the house, and if I fell, my wife could hear the thud inside the house. And we are getting to the age where we really got to take care of each other and look after each other, because things happen when you're old, when you get older. I'm only 60. I'm not trying to act like I'm older than I am, but we have had some incredible things medically happen that we certainly weren't expecting to happen. We've both been active and healthy and don't do drugs and don't drink and don't smoke, and suddenly we find ourselves facing a lot of medical hurdles that we certainly weren't expecting. And it's time, we got to stay closer to each other. So I feel really guilty coming down here and being this far away from my wife. My wife has far more issues than I do. And which is what got me thinking about it, is this TV. There's just no way I'm going to sit down here and watch TV if I'm not doing something. And I also think that's why I don't come down here and spend as much time in my shop as I probably could. Because some days I just have an hour or two, and I don't even bother coming down here because I don't want to be away from my wife, We worked together for 20 years, side by side. We've been married for 30. And for 20 years we worked side by side. And then for 10 years we've been, barely out of each other's sight. So coming down here this far away from my wife, it's not a good feeling. I miss her. If that sounds corny, I don't care. And I don't want to be this far from her in case something happens and she needs me. I can't hear her down here, although I have my phone, but my wife, she's a bad phone person. She never knows where it is. She doesn't carry it with her. She'll be in the house and her phone's outside on the porch, or she'll be out watering and forget where she left her phone, so I got to call her phone while we walk around looking for it. She's not a good phone person. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. Who knows if you'll ever see this. It's just something I've been sitting here thinking about while I'm going to tidy up in here. And I've been thinking about what I'm going to do here. And I don't know. I'm just going to leave everything like it is until I get further into making knives and sheaths and see what works and what doesn't work. I am going to tidy up in here and put all my dye in one spot. Just clean up. I don't want once you let a place get really messy, then you tend to just leave it that way because it's such a burden to stop doing other stuff and clean up. So I'm going to keep it as clean as I possibly can out here. Okay, enough of me jaw jacket. 13 minutes. Oh my God, I can't believe I talked that long. I'm so sorry if you made it this far. The third one was just etching, which came out good. And the last one was just marking with no etching. I like the last two. This one and this one. I had the thing too wet, the first one. I didn't do it long enough on the second one. A little too wet on the third one. The last one I marked and not etched, so I think I got this figured out. All right, I'm going to start marking my blades. Every blade now will have my BC Blades logo on it.